Thank you for your interest in Cleaning Business OS. I wanted to put together this walkthrough to give you a better understanding of what the platform includes, how the backend operates, where AI and automation are incorporated, and what the customer experience looks like. Cleaning Business OS was developed as a centralized business platform specifically for cleaning companies. The objective is to give a cleaning business the core systems it needs to manage leads, customers, communications, marketing, and follow from one place. I will start with the customer facing side and then move into the back end. So this is the primary customer facing website. The website is designed specifically around the cleaning industry rather than functioning as a generic business template. A cleaning company can customize the branding, company information, services, service areas, calls to action, and other content based on its individual business. The website is designed to move visitors toward taking an action, such as requesting an information, submitting a form, calling the business, or becoming a lead. When a prospect submits information through the website, that information can flow directly into the CRM and trigger the appropriate follow-up processes. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the CRM and lead management. So this is the CRM portion of the platform. When a new lead enters the system, the business can maintain the customer's contact information and communication history in one centralized location. Rather than managing leads through separate spreadsheets, email accounts, text messages, and other disconnected systems, the objective is to keep that activity organized within Cleaning Business OS. So the pipeline provides a visual representation of where prospects are within the sales process. For example, a cleaning company could organize prospects as new leads, contacted prospects, estimates scheduled, estimates sent, customers won, or customers lost. The specific stages can be customized based on how the business operates. Next, we're going to go into automation. This is one of the main operational components of Cleaning Business OS. Workflows can automate repetitive activities that would otherwise need to be completed manually. For example, when someone submits a website form, the platform can create or update the contact, place the opportunity into the appropriate pipeline, send an initial response, notify the business, assign follow-up actions, and continue communicating with the prospect based on the workflow that has been configured. The specific automations can be modified as the business grows or as the buyer develops additional use cases. So next we're going to go into AI. So one area you specifically asked about was the AI component, including the inputs and outputs. It's all done through AI agents. The important distinction is that AI is used as a component within a larger system. It does not independently control the entire platform. Depending on the workflow being used, an input could include information such as lead submitted information, customer inquiry, business information, or other data made available to that particular workflow. The AI can then process that information according to the instructions established for that use case. The output could be used to assist with a response, categorize information, generate content, support follow-up, or perform another defined function within the workflow. The exact input and output, therefore, depend on the specific AI function being used. For example, here you can see where AI is incorporated into the process. The system receives the applicable information, processes it according to the configured instruction, and then passes the results output to the next appropriate step. This allows AI to support automation while keeping the overall business process structured. So let's take a look here as we look at the actual agents. So voice AI, conversation AI, knowledge base, agent templates, and content AI agent logs. So you can see how that's all included in this setup. And then you can also go over into conversations where AI can be configured into the chat. So when anybody goes onto the website, then they can go ahead and talk with the AI integration and then, or configuration, and then it'll come into the back end here. So this section centralizes communications. The business can view conversations associated with its contacts rather than having customer communications scattered across multiple locations. Depending on the services and integrations configured by the operator, communications can include channels such as email and text messaging. This also provides the business with a clear history of its interactions with each prospect or customer. So it makes it really helpful when AI is working with the clients to be able to gather information that you can use later on. It's a very helpful tool. Okay, so forms and lead capture. So within the sites, we have forms that you can set up. You can also set up within the AI system as well as Creator Studio as you build out the website. So these are the forms that used to capture information from prospective customers. Forms can be customized based on the information a cleaning business wants to collect. The important part is what happens after submission. Rather than simply sending an email notification, a form submission can become a starting point for a larger automated process involving the CRM pipeline, notifications, communication, and follow-up. And then next we have calendars. So you can set up calendars here. If you have a booking scheduler, then you can configure Outlook, Google, or Calendly into this system here, and it'll gather that information. So the platform also provides scheduling functionality. A business can configure calendars based on its operational needs and use them for consultations, estimates, appointments, or other scheduled activities. Scheduling can also be connected with workflows so that confirmations and follow-up communication can occur automatically. So go back to the dashboard. So the buyer administration, from the buyer's perspective, these are the primary areas that would be managed on an ongoing basis. The buyer would have control over the platform configuration, contacts, pipelines, workflows, forms, calendars, communications, website content, and other applicable system settings. The system is designed so that many of the repetitive processes can be automated while the owner maintains control over how those processes operate. So what transfers with the sale? So the purchase is intended to provide the buyer with the Cleaning Business OS digital business and the assets specifically identified in the final purchase agreement. That can include the Cleaning Business OS website and domain, branding and existing content, configure platform assets, workflows and automations, forms, funnels, CRM structure, and other transferable digital assets associated with the business. Any third-party software, subscriptions, licenses, usage charges, or services that cannot legally be transferred would be identified separately so that the buyer clearly understands what is included, what would require their own account or subscription. I would also provide reasonable transition support to help the buyer understand the platform and take over its operation. The final asset list, transition terms, and any agreed upon non-compete provisions will be documented as part of the transaction. Also, too, they have Creator Studio. I just want to show this real quick. This is actually where the site is built. And so you guys can go back here and take a look and actually make changes as necessary if you have to. My company as an agency can fulfill any of these needs over on an ongoing basis if anyone needs help with brand and making sure everything functions properly. So in closing, that provides a general overview of Cleaning Business OS and how the different components work together. The main value of the platform is that website, CRM, lead management, communication, automation, AI-assisted functionality, even marketing is part of this as well. You can go into the marketing spot here and see social media, marketing, online listings. There's a lot that you can explore. It's a very powerful tool. But there's also significant room for a buyer to continue developing the platform. Add additional automations, AI functionality, expand the customer base, or build additional services around those existing infrastructure. So thank you again for taking the time to review Cleaning Business OS. If there is a particular feature or technical component you would like to see in greater detail after watching this walkthrough, I would be happy to provide additional information. Thank you, and take care.